Welcome back, friends, to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany, starting in 1935. It's the beginning of 1963, and I'm in a bit of a quandary. Whoops, wrong one. I'm in a bit of a quandary. Um, yeah. So, I don't have much money. I've just decided to send a squadron of heavy cruisers over to the east coast of America. Tensions are starting to rise, but with the wrong people. So I'm hoping America's at four. I'm hoping the Americans won't enjoy seeing these three Eisenhower class heavy cruisers appear off America. Obviously, it costs a little bit more to send them overseas. So my monthly balance is only just in the black. So I sort of need some events to make things worse in order to be able to um, progress my building plans. And my building plans are already slipping behind. It is entirely possible that, yeah, excessive peacefulness is going to derail my entire building program. So as we move into February, just so reduced. This is all tensions. Increased. Italy reduced common shared values. China, yeah. So yeah, look at that. Oh, just when you thought you'd fluffed everybody up a little bit, it all falls down again. Yeah, that's quite annoying. Okay, let's just push through and see what the next few months bring. So it brings a lovely new heavy cruiser. Hooray! Uh, being neglected. Crew quality suffers. Yeah, I might have to just check out that. Our agents seem to be caught in the USA. Ooh, make them a national hero. Yeah, let's increase the tensions and give ourselves an extra prestige. Prestige equals, ooh, improved missile submarines. I like that. Equals ability to fiddle around with officers in my mind. Yes, I like that a lot. Um, Improvements for heavy AAs, that's good. Japanese torpedo. Everyone seems to be still be doing torpedo bombers. Am I missing something? I don't think so. So yeah, nothing of great interest there. Just had a quick look at my submarines. I've got 47 in all. 16 of them are SSGs, missile submarines. I've got a balance of 3,000, give or take. As soon as it gets to 4,000, I'm going to start building a carrier. They take a long time. Major. Right. Going to tell me my dockyard capacity is going to go down. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be building a 70,000 ton ship. So that's all fine. Tensions reducing all over again. Oh, look at that. Mind you, tensions with the USA has gone up to 6. Well done, third heavy cruiser squadron. That's good. Let's just go to the map and see how happy the Americans are about that. So, yeah, we have 3 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, 5 submarines. Probably should. Obviously, the submarines reflect the old stuff. I could put submarines into Northeast America. I wonder if that will upset them. Obviously, vast American fleet. Uh, so, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I've redeployed my submarines. So I've sent all of the missile submarines to Northeast American coast. I've sent the African ones, the West African ones, to the Caribbean. I've sent the Mediterranean ones to the Northeast American coast. So yeah, that's forward deployed my whole submarine force. I would love to see if the Americans are amused by that. Monthly balance 3,300. Okay, fair enough. That's really good, actually. That's really good for the cost of 3 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser. I'm very pleased with that. officer making ill-judged statements about the regime. I'm not going to waste an influence on that person. And then, yeah, some more officer stuff. So I'm going to take a few minutes off camera to have a look at the state of all of my officers, sort them by ability and then by rank, and see what we've got. Okay, so the senior admirals all seem fine. We've got our brilliant one in Northeast Europe. Obviously, I'd consider moving him to the American East Coast if war with America was imminent. We've got 3 averages in other solid commands, and we've got a bunch of unknowns in the other. And we have a couple of big boys in staff positions. Heaven knows what they actually do. Let's have a look at the rear admirals. Okay, we did have some rear admirals who were average, not bad. I mean, for example, for Line 1, the battle cruisers, we had a gunnery expert who's average, but we've got a couple of brilliants. One of which is an aviator, so he's now in charge of Flug 1, and another brilliant is in charge of Line 1, the battle cruisers. And we've tidied up all the others, so everybody has an above average commander for the rear admirals. And for the captain the sea, I've got everybody above average or average. I've taken away the below averages, and I've got a couple of brilliants for the carriers. The third carrier has someone who's good at aviation, which is above average in aviation, so that's really happy about that. For the Fregattenkapitan, a lot of question marks, but that's fine. We've only got 1 above average, a few average. There were 2 below averages and an incompetence. I've taken those away. And that feels fine. There's probably some ships that need assigning and what have you, such as the new Prince Heinrich. In fact, the whole division structure probably needs refining, but I'm just going to wait a little bit. Let's see if the submarines upset the Americans. Another nice breakthrough. Thank you very much. Right, medium range air-to-air missiles increases fighter engagement ranges. Well, that seems pretty helpful for defending my lovely carriers. Nothing much going on here. Increase, increase, decrease, decrease. So yeah, still nothing. Americans have invented diesel engines? I wouldn't have thought so. So that hasn't shifted the dial in American tensions, which is a shame with all those submarines just, exercising off the American East Coast honest. 534, 1,500 nautical miles. I mean, that's a fair old distance, isn't it? 534. Let's try and remember that. Otherwise, not much news there. So this is just a look at medium bombers. So here's Arado, which has 1,600, nearly 1,700 range light, 1,000 when heavy, which is probably the important thing. 546 knots, so a little bit slower than the reports of the French one, but definitely within the ballpark, and it's got good reliability, so I'm pretty happy with that. So no cause for concern there. Still at 3,300. Haven't moved the dial on 528,000 yearly budget. America's still at 6. Let's see what the fates turn up for that. Oh, come on, no! God. Japan and Italy have signed an alliance. I can feel a tripartite pact coming along. Close defense weapon systems. All right. Oh, 488. God. Damn. That's excruciating. Okay, I've sent a second heavy cruiser squadron over to the American East Coast just to, flag things up. We are 2 months away. Yeah, 2 months left building up the capacity, so that's good to know. And yeah, let's see. 488. Yes, it's crucifying me, all this peacetime nonsense. No real news there. Still at 6 for the Americans. At least we've just avoided going into the negative. I mean, we've built up our funds a bit to 35,000, which is nice, but I still need a bit more of a monthly balance in order to really start building. And okay, well, there's our last thing building. We now have nothing building. Oh my God, I can't remember the last time I've not had anything building. We should safeguard by integrating with, ooh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so the straightforward option here is if you want peace, arm for war, plus budget, plus tension. Okay. The interesting choice is if we were to pick someone like France. Now, France is low tensions with us. No point picking Britain because they've got no functional navy at the moment. But the French do. I mean, they've got no battleships or battlecruisers, but they have half a dozen aircraft carriers. Um, and yeah, that feels like that would be useful. Let's view all relations. Let's just see how the French are against the Americans. So they're only one. For everybody against America is 1 or 0. Soviet Union 2. China 3. Okay. So the safe play is just to say, if you want peace, arm for war, and get the tension, get the budget. The interesting play is if we could convert the French into an ally. At the very least, that would, reduce tensions against the French because they always get a bit arsy about us. And it could give us an ally that's actually useful against America. Feels a bit of a throw of the if I wasn't so on my knees at 488,000 naval budget, I definitely would probably pick France and see if they would ally to me. But God, I need the tension and I need the money. So I'm going to go for the safe, straightforward one. And there's an increase in base capacity up to 130. We'll need to have a look at that. And also in Bermuda up to 160. So hooray for those two. And no particular interesting news. So tensions increase with Britain, but they stay the same with America. And we've got a monthly balance of 6,500. Hooray! So let's have a look at this. So we have a base capacity of 160. We've used 46 with 6 heavy cruisers, a bunch of submarines, and a light cruiser. So that's still not enough. So we will need to improve the base, build naval base. 1,200 over, yeah, okay. Let's close that. And yeah, over here too. Sorry. Whoops. They have a capacity of 80 at Halifax and also here. So yeah, let's build a base there too. That still leaves us with 4,000. 4,000 is enough to actually go and build a carrier. Hooray! So here's my original Europa class carrier. And I just need to do something with this. The fundamentals are absolutely fine. There's a few, I mean, like the guns can be upgraded. And obviously the armament here will require some light SAMs. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously, I need to give it a new name. Let's go for the old classic. So I've given it a couple of double SAMs. Actually, I could just increase the reloads on that. That would be a good thing. Is it about 36 you can do? 35. And reloads, 35. 128 planes. That seems fine. I mean, I could push it up to 130. I've got 2,500 tons remaining. I don't want to. I could lessen that and make it slightly cheaper, but then my topside capacity would get less. So I don't want that. And yeah, if I increase the number of planes, that affects that as well. 128. I've been very happy with that. It's a goodly number. A whole pile of 3-inch guns, 84 heavy AA, that's great. 8 mediums, 12 lights, 4 AA directors, 500 rounds for everything. 31 knots. I could increase the speed, but everyone else is 31 knots, so I don't really feel the need. With this 2,500, you could say, well, why don't they put a little bit of deck armor? Well, because I would struggle. Even an inch and a half is not going to do it. So yeah, there's no point doing that. The rest don't have deck armor either. So let's just check that that's all kosher, and it is. And let's save and finish and build. And yeah, hooray! Got a carrier on the go once the design study is finished. And yeah, it's only a small change from the Europas. You know, when a form factor gets mature, think mobile phones, there's, not much you can do to tweak them. So I'm fine with that. Uh, I'm going to have to look at the Magdeburg. That's twice that's happened. I thought we'd sorted that one out. Here's the Eagle, 44,000. How many planes? 72 planes. Meh, not bothered. Unexpected advantage in torpedo technology. Yes, well, this ship has rather sailed. This was developed in about 1943. It's an Italian invention, a spiraling torpedo, and yeah, so just a little bit late for that one, but I guess, everyone is welcome to the big tent of my stuff. USA still only 6. I mean, 6 is better than 3, but yeah, we'd like a little bit more. We're concerned over Italian expansionism. Well, we need to strengthen our navy. 1 minus prestige, fine, for a little bit increase in budget. Our budget is currently gone back up to 528. Ooh, a couple more inventions about to come, so that's nice. So yeah, that's going to lift our tensions, but it's going to lift our budget. Ooh, 574. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. That could be, that would be a choice. The choice being, do I build 2 big carriers simultaneously, or do I build 1 big carrier and start my program of refitting of the battleships and other stuff, and maybe some new destroyers and good things like that. That's a nice choice to have. USA still 6. So I could send, new heavy jet fighter. So the Dornier is interesting. It's the most maneuverable and it's the toughest, but it comes at a cost of range. So in heavy, 309 against 384 that we currently have. So that's unacceptable. So that puts it to the other 3. The other 3 are very, very similar. The Henschel, the Focke-Wulf, and the Blohm + Voss. I think the Blohm + Voss is, just slightly slower, but slightly few more miles of range. Gets the vote, I think. Obviously, the leap in speed over the Arado is worth the drop in range, which I'm not thrilled about, but, should be fine. In practice, doing ranges of beyond 200, 250 miles is problematic just in terms of the intelligence. Okay, and no great news. And here we are in January. So here's the year-end report. So we've got a new carrier under design. We've developed a new heavy jet fighter. We've built a heavy cruiser and a guided missile destroyer. Unrest has slipped up to 1. We've got 6 tension against the USA, which is solid, but, could do better. Crucially, 3 techs, 2 of them of any consequence, with another couple of techs bubbling underway, but you can see that we're getting like 3 techs a year now, rather than, back in the day, we'd sometimes get 10 or 11. Budget increased by 51,000. Well, actually, after the dip, it's increased by nearly 100,000 or something. Fantastic recovery. Funds increased 42,000. Accidental, but, always nice to have a bit of a buffer. Construction is embarrassing, but we will address that in a month or 2. And as I said, another 3 techs. You can see tensions have declined with the UK going down from 7 to 4, up from 4 to 6 against America. Otherwise, all pretty peaceful. So, yeah, solid year. Glad to hopefully cross fingers past the bottom of the peacetime budget tension dip. We're on our way up so that we can start to plan our war. We're carrying on building those East Coast bases. It's, it's long-term infrastructure stuff that's so important. If I didn't have those bases, I just couldn't fight a war against the USA. So I've got to keep on with that. Certainly 1 carrier going to be built, possibly a second, or if I don't build a second carrier, I will be modernizing stuff. I think I'll be building a second carrier. The reason is I can expect a few more techs which will impact on the modernization. For example, if I get close-in weapon systems, for example. I know they're a few years off, but I think that's great. So yeah, pretty happy with this place. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.